Hello, can anybody hear me? Hello? I'm running a little late. If you can hear me, awesome. I just have to make sure I'm in frame. Welcome to this is supposed to be a boat live stream, but it didn't work out that way. 1 second here. Where is my... Okay, hang on. I don't see... Bear with me 1 second. I got to try to find the chat. I can't tell. I think I saw that there were people in here before I came around. Let's see. Oh, 1 second. 1 second. Having troubles. Oh yeah, 2080 you here. Awesome. Thanks for stopping in. Yeah, we'll have to live with it. 1 second. I just got to bring up the chat on my excuse me, on my iPad, which shouldn't be that difficult, should it? My channel. Let's go live. Press this. Oh, here we go. Got it. I got it. Now to see if I'm in frame. Oh, here we go. Got it. Let's turn my volume down. I got it. Now to see if I'm in frame. Yeah, close enough. Close enough. I can bring this a little closer, I guess. How's everybody doing? Excuse me. Is that even level? Or how's that? I think that might work. Over here a little bit, get in the center. How we doing? Thanks for stopping in. This boat thing didn't work out this morning. I tested it yesterday and had a lot of trouble starting. So I didn't want to get out. So I was going to go back there. In the boat and shut it off and do a live stream from the water because I know there's good reception here. But the problem is I had a hard time starting it and I didn't want to come all the way over here, shut it off, and then when the live stream was over, try to start it and can't get it going. So it needs some work. Wow, what do we got here? 33 people here. Thank you for stopping in. Yeah, another beach live stream. Hope that's all right. I didn't leave. I got here at like 1 minute to 7. So 7 here, 6 a.m. Eastern time. So let me just see who is here. We've got Lego Tours and yay, I'm so excited. So yeah, when I do these live streams here outside, I can't display the messages on screen, right? So and you guys can hear me okay? Just go to the current ones. In frame, looking good. Michelle, how you doing? What else we got? Doing our best outdoors. Thumbs up when you get a chance. Ron Durant Photography, we hear you fine. Awesome. So yeah, last time I did a live stream here, what happened was this mic, the receiver for this mic is plugged into my phone. I'm streaming from my phone. And this iPad, which I see the chats now. I'm using the YouTube app on my iPad so I can see your chats. I also see myself, but I had to turn the volume down. Otherwise it'd be well, I'd hear it here a few seconds after I say things, right? What was I gonna say? Yeah, I'm using Prism Live, for those who are familiar or those who are interested in doing live streams. It's a great app, it's free. It works a little bit better than just going live on YouTube. So yeah, that's what I'm looking. A word of hope. Looks peaceful. Hi from North Carolina. How you doing? Alan James. How you doing, Alan? Good to see you. Who else we got? Wander more, work less. Doing good, thanks, Rob. Currently traveling and visiting Budapest. Cheers, Aaron from New Zealand. From New Zealand, and you're visiting Budapest. That's quite the travel. Awesome, good for you. Good morning. It's 3 in the morning here in Oregon. Mika's Corner. Well done. You either stayed up really late for this or you got up really early for this. I admire you for that. Thank you very much. Who else we got? Southwest London, Prodigal Aquarist, Michelle Dupree's, in frame, looking good. So yeah, apologies if I don't say some names correctly. It is a bit early for me too. And I don't always know how to say. So Sophia's here from Portugal. Sound okay? It's level. Yeah, it is level. Fairly level. Greetings from London. Kiri Tones, first person views. Hello from the UK. Hello from Melbourne, Australia. Slow living with Effie. Hello. Yeah, so that's what's kind of cool about doing these, I'm going to call them off hours live streams, when I go live either early in the morning like this or in the evening or at night. That allows some people from other parts of the world to tune in. So apologies to you in Oregon or anybody else in the kind of western side of North America. This is a bit early for you, but I guess this one is for those in the UK, Asia, and Australia, New Zealand, and every place over there. Who else we got? Frankie over 50. Thank God for this live stream. I was pulling my hair out arguing with ChatGPT over graphics for my channel. Okay, yeah, let me know what questions you have and I'll try to answer them for you. I don't use ChatGPT for graphics, just so you know. I only use ChatGPT for like research, advice, and things like that. For graphics, I just use Canva. I just find it so easy once you get going with it. I mean, it can, like any software, it can be daunting when you first start out and not know where to start sometimes. But once you get into Canva, just try something simple to start. It's really not difficult. That said, I'm not like, I understand everything is difficult before you've used it. But once you get into it, that would be, so yeah, I don't use ChatGPT or any AI tools to generate images. I'm not sure if you do or not. Your cleaner windows, hello from the UK, have my own first live stream this evening. Way to go. Good luck with that. Good luck. Mama's Running is here. Good morning. Good morning. I think, if I recall, you are in Saskatchewan, so it's pretty early for you too. Maybe up for an early morning run. Well done. Ethan, hey Rob, how you doing, Ethan? Frankie over 50. The boat didn't work out. We'll have to live with it. Yes, we'll have to live with it. Yes, loud and clear. Okay, I think good morning, everybody. Mike Adventure Sparks is here. Welcome, Mike. What do we got? 39 people here. Awesome. Ahoy, Sophia says. Morning, guys. Hey there, Lego. I made coffee. It's 5 a.m. in Tennessee. Ron Durant. Yes, that's pretty early too. All right, now let's go back to the current. Let's see if I had any questions here. Lego Tours is 11:15 for me. Sophia says, I was hoping you'd drift over to Portugal. No, Portugal's that way. Actually, you go out there and then you'd kind of round the corner. See that big, so right over top of this dark rock here, up there, you'll see kind of where the land gets a little higher. That's an island. It's called Shut-In Island. It's at the mouth of St. Margaret's Bay. If you just go around the corner from that, you'll pass Peggy's Cove, where I did a live stream a few weeks ago. And then if you keep going that way, I guess you'd run into Portugal. Kind of that way and around a little bit, hang a left a little bit, and you'd be on your way to Europe. So that's where I am. That's where you are. That's a long way to drift. What else we got here? Good afternoon from Dubai. Wild, hello from Dubai. That's halfway around the world. That's pretty cool. Perth, Western Australia is where Frankie is. Awesome. Love to visit Australia sometime. I know they love sailing down there, Australia, New Zealand. I love sailing, so I think it'd be a cool place to visit. Fall Guy, 11 a.m. in Nottinghamshire? Sorry, Robin Hood country, yes. Very good, that's in the UK. Welcome. Rebounding with Cheryl. Good morning from South Florida. Good morning, Cheryl. A little early for you too. What else we got here? Daphne. Good morning, Rob, and everyone around the planet. Having a coffee at 6 a.m. here from New Jersey. Welcome, Daphne. Bivek Bassnet. Hi, sir. How to get a good career on YouTube full-time? Well, I don't have 3 hours here in this live stream, but I'll give you a couple of things to think about. If you want to do YouTube as a career, as full-time, what I would recommend is, you guys hear the loon? Do I see the loon? Yeah, I see them. What I recommend is think about YouTube as a great lead magnet or lead generator, okay? Those who are full-time YouTubers typically make most of their income another way, like not necessarily just from YouTube. If you want to only make money from YouTube, like with the AdSense, ad revenue, the revenue sharing program, the YouTube partner program, it's officially called, then that could take a while. You know, some people it takes, well, I mean, I'm sure you've seen the videos where some people, I got monetized in weeks, I got monetized in months. More often than not, it takes longer than that. For me, it took 3.5 years, but really, it took 4 to 5 months once I really had a plan together and I went at it hard, okay, full-time. Like, I kind of went at it full-time before I was getting a full-time income from it, okay? But if you can't do that, then it's going to take a while because it takes time to get good at making videos, talking to the camera, getting confident, knowing how to do an intro, how to hook people into your videos and keep them watching, all that stuff. It takes a while to get good at that. Now, if you're a fast learner and you know you're super motivated and you put a lot of time and effort into it, then perhaps you can accelerate it. But still, once you get monetized, you're probably going to start out making $50 to $100 a month, right? And that will grow over time as long as you stick with it. Just be prepared that it could take a while to get going. But because of that, some people like to accelerate things and start making more money faster, and they do that by starting something else and using YouTube as the way to generate traffic to this something else. Okay, that something else could be maybe you offer one-on-one Zoom coaching calls. That's something that I do. You could make a video course. You could make PDF, design plans. Let's say you're an architect. You could or woodworking. You could design some plans that people can follow to build things, and you could sell those. Okay, that's a business idea. You could, get an account with Printify and do print on demand for t-shirts or mugs or clothing, things like that. You know, there's all kinds of different things you can do. And then what you do is set that up, use YouTube as a way to generate traffic to your channel. You don't necessarily use it to advertise what you're doing. You want to advertise it in an indirect way, if that makes sense. Like, because people don't generally like to be sold things, okay? They want to be helped. So if you can make videos that help people, right? Just genuinely try to help people by solving their problems for them. The more you can do that, the more people will come back, right, for help with more things, and eventually they may be interested in, you know, buying that thing from you. Or like let's look at the woodworking thing. If you're into woodworking, you know, you're very talented. You make furniture, let's say. You have plans for how other people can make the same furniture you do. So maybe the plans are what you sell, and maybe you have many of them, and you can offer a package deal if they buy a lot, or you know, things like that. That's the back end. But meanwhile, your YouTube channel can be about you know, make a video showing people how to make something. Like show people how to follow the plans. Okay, this is so, or not even the plans. Like just, it's got to be an interesting video. It's got to be something people want to watch. If you make a really cool piece of furniture, you know, other people may want that. You know, they may want to buy it from you, or they may want to build it themselves. So go with the, you know, make videos that help them build that themselves. Walk them through how you built it. Now, maybe there's some trade secrets there you don't want to give away, and that's fine. But, you know, the video, I wouldn't suggest, like, let's say it took you 10 hours to make something. Don't make a 10-hour video and show them everything, right? You want to make that video nice and short. Well, it doesn't have to be that short. It could be 10 minutes. It could be 5, 10, 15, 20 minutes, whatever you need, as long as, you know, it's interesting and captivating all the way through. And show bits and pieces all along the way. This is how you do it. I did this, I did that, I did this. Here's the end product. And you may even want to show the end product at the very beginning, almost as the hook, the intro. Say, do you want to know how to build this? Stick around, I'll show you, right? And you show them the thing, and then you rewind and say, and then you can introduce yourself. Hi, my name is Rob. I do woodworking, and if you're interested in any of the things that I show how I make in these videos, you know, I've got plans available that you can have. And maybe you offer a plan or two for free, right? Click the link below to grab the plan for this other thing completely free. All you have to do is leave your name and email address, right? And then you're building an email list, and then, you know, have some other more complicated plans, perhaps, for sale for whatever, $5, $10, $15, $20, $50. That's probably a lot for plans, but you know what I mean? Probably lower ticket items. And then, yeah, then make videos that kind of show off what you do, like show how you do it, and people can learn from that. A lot of cases, people will just buy your plans and or just get the free one and try to do it themselves. They may come back to you months later saying, oh, I tried this, I tried it, I just can't make it work. You know, can I buy a set of plans to do this? And then maybe they'll do that. And somebody else might say, you know what, I know I could probably figure this out with your plans, but I really want to just buy that furniture from you. And then you could get sales that way, right? So that's where YouTube is incredibly powerful, helping people, or helping you connect with your audience, your potential clients, potential customers, and build a relationship with them. And that, you know, your subscribers could grow. You may have 50,000 subscribers, you know, in a couple of years or a year or however fast you grow. Now, only a fraction of them may buy plans, but, you know, like a fraction of, let's say, 1 million subscribers is a pretty big number, right? So that's the power. Anyways, I hope that helps. I wish you all the best in it. Now let me get back to the live chat here. It doesn't sound as condensed as previous audio outdoor. Is it still the same mic? Is it not sounding as good? If somebody could let me know, because it could, like, can you hear background noise? How about this? I'm gonna walk away from the camera and you tell me if I get quieter, all right? Am I getting quieter? I shouldn't, because I still have my mic on. So I should be just as loud with this mic here, but if this mic is not working, I'm gonna be really low in volume because the iPhone mic is working. So tell me, how does it sound? Am I really loud now or the same? Let me see what you guys, you're getting quieter. Oh crap, okay. All right, let me try this. This is not seated properly, so I am gonna unplug it. So just so you know, this is what it is. This is my mic, or sorry, this is the receiver, and it obviously wasn't plugged in very well. So let me try this again. How's that? Is that better? The volume from the camera is good. No, it's not better. What is going on? Test, test, test. All right, let's try this again. We'll troubleshoot this together. So sometimes this little thing here, this is the connector, the USB-C connector. So I have an iPhone 16 Pro Max. The 15s and the 16s use USB-C. The The older ones use the old lightning adapter. So there is a lightning adapter that comes with this, and you can just pop it out like this. Okay, that pops out like that. So let me just take that out, and it's got to have a good connection. So don't want to drop this. That sounded like it connected. Confirm. Test, test, test. Okay. Now when I plug this in, hopefully you can hear me better. If I can find where are you? Okay. How's that? Is that better? Good news is it's not windy, so it doesn't make that much difference, but camera sounds just fine though. Okay, well, there you go. That is the iPhone mic. They sell extensions on Amazon. Okay, much better. Oh, awesome. Okay, so that's what it was. I guess the USB-C little connector thing wasn't seated properly so anyway, I've had that problem a couple times. We can hear you good. Awesome. But it's not bad audio. Yeah, the other audio wasn't bad, but I'm sure this sounds a whole lot better. Now I can walk around and you can probably hear me just the same no matter where I go. Is that correct? You can still hear me? All right. Nope. Still the camera mic. Still not connected. What? Yes. Nope. Nope. You get a bit quieter when you walk. What's going on? This is not good. Let's try this again. Okay, so try that. How's that? Is that better? Let me know if that is better. Don't stress, just keep talking. Still sounds good. It's okay, Rob, don't worry about it. Okay, I won't worry about it, but I am a little bit because, you know, this mic is not that cheap. Is your mic switched on? Should be. Yep, little green light there. It's on. Yeah, I did check the mic. Camera mic is just fine. Yeah, okay. All right, so I'm not going to stress about it, but I do want to get that solved eventually. I'm just backing up here, see whatever other questions I missed. Ron Durant has a question. Do you have the paid version of Canva? Yes, I do. And I've had it for quite a while. It's not absolutely necessary, but there's a few things. There's two things specifically that I do, well, I guess three, that require me to have the paid version. The number one thing that I do all the time is background remover. I remove the background from myself in my thumbnails. Now you might say, well, no, I've never really seen the background removed from you. Maybe some older videos I did that. But no, what I do often is I will take a screenshot of myself from the video that I've just made to make the thumbnail, and I'll edit it, okay? So I typically will want to boost the contrast, the colors, the brightness of myself without doing it to the background. So the way I do that is I create another copy of that image, the screenshot. On that second copy that's on top, I will remove the background, okay? And then I put myself, I line it up so I'm exactly where I should be on top of the lower, the first version. And then I boost the colors and everything, and it only happens to me because there's no background in that top image, okay? Background remover, that's not available with the free version. So that's one. The other thing is sometimes, now I haven't done this in a little while, but sometimes I'll make overlays for my live streams. You may have seen an older live stream of mine where I have text on screen or graphics on screen that I can that I have kind of beside me, but you can see my video of me through it, if that makes sense. So the way I do that is I build that in Canva, and then I make the background transparent. Okay, so that way it only saves the text and not the background. You can't save images with transparent background with the free version. Okay, so that's another reason. Those loons are going crazy. You guys hear that? You probably do, because this mic is, the iPhone mic is being used. Sounds kind of nice. Not if you're trying to sleep in though. That's the second one. The third one is, I believe there are a lot more images and graphics, photos, and all the stuff that you can add to your images. There's a lot more things available for you to use in the Pro version that you would otherwise have to pay for in the free version. I think, if I recall, some of the images, they may charge $1 per image if you want to use that, if you have the free version. But if you're on the Pro version, there's never any cost for any of those. Okay, so those are the reasons I use it. Oh, we got a super chat. Thank you very much. I don't have a way to show that on the screen. Flagler Nature Girl. Happy Father's Day, Rob. Thank you very much. That is tomorrow here in Canada, but no, thank you very much. I appreciate that. And I don't know if you can picture a little boat and a foghorn going across the screen. That's what I would normally do for super chats back in my office. I can't do that from here. Maybe someday I'll bring my MacBook out and I'll actually stream from my MacBook out here, or from the boat if I could ever get that working. Sophia, you can hear them. Okay, cool. Yeah, no, they're loud. They're like our roosters, right? Like if you're on a farm, roosters will tend to wake you up in the morning. Well, here it's loons. Thank you, Nicola. Happy Father's Day to all fathers here, and to you, Rob. Appreciate that. I mean, if you're going to live stream from out in nature, the noise adds to it. That's a good point. That's a good point. However, if this was the evening, where it does tend to be windier, there would be horrible wind noise, is what you'd be hearing. Okay, that keeps. I just saw some graphics kind of click on and off on the receiver. It's obviously not there. Maybe that works. No, it keeps coming and going. I'm gonna have to talk to DJI about that, I think. Reminds me of the movie On Golden Pond. I love that movie. I haven't seen that in a long time. That's like from the late 70s, I think. On Golden Pond. Okay, yeah, no. Several people loved On Golden Pond. Katharine Hepburn, that's right. And, oh, the father. What's her? The woman who married Ted, the guy who started CNN, and he was a sailor. Her father was in it. What is her name? I can't think of her name. Somebody will know who her name is. I think both her and her father were in that. We'll have to rewatch. Droning with Jamie. Another super chat. Henry Fonda. Yes, Jane Fonda. And Henry Fonda was her father. That's right. Droning with Jamie. Another super chat. Thank you very much, Jamie. I really appreciate it. Please try to imagine the super chat graphics going across the screen. I can't make a foghorn sound out here, but I really appreciate that. Henry Fonda, you guys know your stuff. Question from Lego Tours, and I know there were other questions above, and I'll get to those, but here's a question. Should I upload a short every day and a long form every week? Is that a good schedule? So, it could be. Okay, I'm just turning my volume down here. It could be. Okay, let's just talk long form first. Once a week is totally fine. Is that what you said? Every week, yeah. Once a week is totally fine. Long form and short form are two totally different things, as you probably know, but they attract two totally separate audiences. Okay, so you almost have to figure out what do you like making better? What is your long-term strategy? Do you like making shorts, or do you like making long form videos? For me, I like making long form videos. Short, I mean, I may, you know what, I've even thought about, maybe I'll try some shorts. I'll try to, I don't know, maybe try to do some funny shorts, or maybe some quotes, or I'll just say something quick, and I'll make a short just for making the short. So far, the only shorts I've ever made were, I used Opus Clip to generate the shorts automatically from a long form video. All right, and I posted those. Super easy way and fast way to do it. You can make 20 shorts in less than half an hour, and then schedule them out over 20 days if you want to do one a day. You could do a couple, 2 a day if you want. But I never noticed a whole lot of, now maybe it's because I didn't put much effort into it, but I've never had a short do, really, really well. And my best actually, I do have a short now that's getting 300, 400, 500 views a day. And it's one I did on DaVinci Resolve like a year and a half ago, excuse me. And for whatever reason, it's starting to do well. But by me saying that is doing well, it's been up there for 3 or a year and a half. 500 views a day sounds pretty good, but I think all time it's made me something like $3 or $4. Okay, it makes maybe 10 cents a day. So you need millions of views. If growth and revenue are your goal, it's a hard slog with shorts. You really have to get a lot of views. So there's things you can do. There's tricks. Like, I know sometimes it's frustrating for the viewer, but if you watch a short and there's text going on screen and the last bit of text is what you really wanted to see, but it only shows for a split second, you can't read it all, that forces you to watch it again. So that's a trick people use with shorts. They'll watch it several times until they're able to get the entire message. A little bit of trickery. People do it probably because it works, right? Yeah, so my point is, decide which you prefer to make. I think it's easier to, if you're wanting to make money at this and you want to do it as a business, long form video I think is the way to go. And then you can use your shorts to kind of help support your long form videos, like in a branding sense. Okay, but again, I'm not putting down shorts. I'm sure there are people who do very well with shorts, and I think I owe it to myself and to you guys actually to try it. I'll try to make some shorts that are just shorts, and I'll try to make them well, so that people will keep watching them, and we'll see how it goes, and then I'll be able to speak more intelligently about them. But long form videos once a week, that's great. If you can do 2 a week, that's even better. Once a week is fine. Some people do once every 2 weeks. I think your content has to be very good, and people, in order for that kind of a schedule to work, or it'll just take you longer, right? So yeah, those are my thoughts on that. Let's see. What's the best way to view this? Probably like this. Ron Durant, I don't care for shorts. No, some people don't. It's totally different, right? Sometimes I do watch shorts, but if I do, it's because I'm probably relaxing. The TV's on. I'm really not interested in it, so I'm scrolling through shorts or Instagram Reels, right? And it's very rare for somebody to look at something like that and then subscribe to a channel. Like, that's not why I look at shorts. Like, shorts, they kind of get used to what your interests are, and Instagram Reels, TikToks, they're all kind of the same. They work pretty much the same. And they'll just keep serving you more of the type of content you watch the most, and it learns what you like, right? Flagler Nature Girl, my shorts do awesome. Long form just don't do well, and I don't understand it. I got great content. Interesting. That's interesting. So you've got the shorts thing down, which congrats to you. That's great. And you have a harder time with long form. Yeah, isn't that interesting? So yeah, it's different for everybody, I guess. But yeah, my best advice would be, do what you enjoy doing, and if you're better at one than the other, and you like doing them, then focus on those. Don't feel like you have to do both. You do not have to do both. If you like doing shorts, you don't have to do long form videos. Just stick with shorts. If you like doing long form, you don't have to do shorts, right? Doing shorts doesn't necessarily help your longs, and vice versa, okay? Sometimes a short will lead me to a content creator I like. Okay, very good, yep. The shorts draw a different audience, same problem here. Yep, absolutely. All right, let me go back up. See, I think I missed some questions. Yeah, I spent a little too much time talking about the audio. You guys can hear me. Lego Tours, the DJI mics are wireless. What is the receiver for? Okay, so the receiver is to get this audio directly into my iPhone. Now, I believe the newer ones can connect via Bluetooth. Not this one. This one is the DJI, call it the DJI Mic 1. They never called it the 1. It was just the first one, though. Now they have the DJI Mic 2, which is $100 more, but it's the newer one. They also have a DJI Mic Mini, which is a smaller version. It does not have a hard drive on the mic. So the Mic 1 and 2, this one is the one, this has a hard drive on it. Okay, so what I do when I go out and do a video outside, a video, not a live stream, a video, there's a little button on the side here that if I press it, actually you'll probably see, I'm gonna press it now. There, that red light come on, you see that red light? And it also buzzed in my fingers, I could feel that, at one buzz. If I press it again, it goes off. I felt 2 buzzes, that means it's off. So when that red light's on, it's recording directly onto the mic. And that's fantastic, especially if something like what is happening to me today happens and the receiver does not have a good connection with the phone. This is a backup copy of the audio that gets saved. This, like the mic audio gets saved to this. Doesn't work. It doesn't matter, it doesn't help for a live stream like this because you need to hear the audio live. Like this recorded copy, I would have to go back to my office and then sync this audio with that video if I'm making a video, right? But yeah, so that's why I need the receiver to get this audio into the phone. And apparently it works up to 800 feet away, so whatever that is in meters, 200-300 meters. Away, I could walk that far away from this phone as long as there's direct line of sight, and it should still pick it up if it was connected properly. So yeah, that's why. That is why. Oh, and Ron Durant said that he's using the original DJI Mic 1. Absolutely, that's exactly it. I wanted to go live, but didn't know about needing 50 subs. I'm almost there, though. Greetings from Yuma, Arizona. So the 50 subs thing is only if you go live from your phone, okay, like I'm doing now. If you go live from your computer, a desktop computer, from a browser, there's no 50 subscriber minimum requirement, okay? You can go live with 0 subscribers if you want, as long as, you know, you have to, I think you have to say, I want to go live. Like, I don't know if apply is the best word, or the first time you start to do it, it might take 24 hours for you to get set up with that. But yeah, if you've gone through that and it says, oh no, you don't have 50 subscribers yet, you can't do it, that's only for going live with your phone. Let's see. My friend keeps asking me why he can't go live. He has 50 subs and has a verified channel. He has 100 videos. I don't know why that would be. He should contact YouTube. He should be able to if he's verified. You know, he's done all the things. If he tries to go live and it doesn't let him, it probably would tell him why it's not letting him. And if not, I would contact YouTube support because it should work for him. Zach loves books from Toronto. Hello, Zach. Good to see you. All right, let's see what else we got here. What's the temperature, Sophia says? And wait a minute, is that a tattoo of a knot on your arm? Yes, it is. Temperature is 11 degrees Celsius. So what is that Fahrenheit? It's not that warm, but there's no wind. So that's why I'm here in shorts. I almost brought my sweater. But then I thought, you know, I had to, it's quite a walk to get out here from where I park. You have to walk all along the beach and then on rocks like this for, it's about 1.5 kilometers walking on rocks like this to get, and then a little bit through the woods and then here. So, why did I say that? Oh yeah, so I knew I was going to get warm by walking briskly because I was running a bit late. I parked 15 minutes, but it's about a 15-minute walk to get out here. But yeah, so my tattoo, I will show you my tattoos. Can you see this? Can you guys, I'm trying to look in my viewfinder, see if you guys can read that. Can you read the one above? Oh, it looks like I have to raise it. Can you read that? It says, My daughter wanted a tattoo, so I went with her and got one too. That's the first tattoo I ever got. And then the next year, my son wanted a tattoo, so I went with him and got that one. And it's a bowline. I should have shown that in my video where I made the bowline. No, because I did that in the winter and I had long sleeves on, right? But that's a bowline. So not because I need to be reminded how to tie a bowline, just in case anyone wants, hey, how do you tie a bowline? That's how you tie a bowline. I didn't know. I couldn't think of what else to put there, and you know, so that's what I came up with. But and the first one, I just thought it was kind of funny. All right. Is it healthy to go live every day? I normally go live for about 3 to 4 hours. Sure, yeah, you could go live every day. I guess take cues from your audience. If you've got content to go live every day and people want to see you every day, then go live every day. I feel like if I went live every day, you guys might get pretty bored of me and you wouldn't tune in as often, which is fair enough. I mean, that's one of the things I do. I try to think, like, when you're making content for people, when you're making videos, I feel like you should be mindful of the time you're asking your viewers to spend with you, if that makes sense. Like, so, like, for example, when I go live, sometimes I go live for over 3 hours. I almost feel like for some people, you know, this is a bit much. Like, I got work to do, I've got supper to make, right? Like, they got things to do, and that's a lot to be asking. The same thing applies with how often do you release videos. So some people say, you know, is once a week enough? Yeah, it could be. What about once a day? Well, you know, if they're shorter, then maybe, but I wouldn't release if your videos are an hour long, I wouldn't do that every single day, because who's got time to watch a content creator for an hour every single day, right? There's probably several content creators they want to check out and watch. You know, so I feel like you should be mindful of that. The more you do, perhaps the less viewers you're going to get, because you might be overloading them with too much information from you. Okay, so there's that. And I try to be mindful of that. So for me, I go live once a week for sure. Every once in a while, if I do something special, I might do an extra live here or there. And that, I've been kind of doing that the last few weeks, doing an extra live a week outside, just something different. But I try to do it, that's one of the reasons why I do it at a different time. Like, I wouldn't come out here and do a live stream. Well, maybe I would, but usually I wouldn't come out here at 2 o'clock my time, the same time I go live on Tuesdays. I wouldn't do that as an extra one, just because I feel like maybe other people who can't tune in for the regular Tuesday ones, maybe they can tune in at this time, or at night if I do it at night. So 7 a.m., that's 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, that's 5, 6, 7. This is 7 hours earlier than I normally go live, so that helps. I don't think I'm ever going to go live 12 hours before or after, like at 2 a.m., because I'm dead asleep at 2 a.m. But anyway, that's just some things to think about when you're trying to decide how often you want to go live or make videos. You know, people's capacity to watch all of your stuff may be limited, so keep that in mind. All right, where are we at? All right. Yes, you can go live on your phone with 50 subs. Yeah, that's funny. LOL. I drove my daughter to get a tattoo, and now I have this. Yeah, that's a good one too. I did a live stream last night for 2 hours and 47 minutes. It was great. Awesome. Good job, Ron. That's awesome. They normally get 1,000 to 2,000 views each. Cool. That's great. Shadows of Middle Earth. I made a channel on gaming and was going slow and made just a bunch of shorts, basically movie clips, and it did get me 670 subscribers, but now people just watch shorts and it was not what I intended. Okay, yeah, that can happen. That can happen. Yeah, I guess you have to, you have to decide what you want, what you're trying to do, what is your end goal, and then kind of strategically make content for that. But good for you. That's cool. Flagler, oh my god, I was almost told, Flagler Nature Girl I was always told 100 subs. So glad I found this channel. Other one I was listening to was giving false information. Yeah, that's unfortunate. You know what? Like, this is an issue. Like, there is false information in YouTube. There's a lot of good information, but sometimes it's hard to figure out what's good and what's not good. I think, so why is there false information? Sorry, oh, that's not my car. Okay, I thought somebody was trying to get into my car. Why? So yeah, I think some creators will make videos thinking what they're saying is correct, but it turns out not to be. Okay, I think there's some of that. There may also be some creators, I'm pretty sure there are, who just make videos only with the views in mind, you know, clickbaity titles, clickbaity presentation. You know, you have to be making videos, I guess, for the right reasons. And if you do make videos for the right reasons, if you're truly trying to help people, that'll be noticed, that'll be appreciated. But to try to avoid making videos giving false information, like, I worry about that. I don't want to give you guys bad information, okay? I also don't know everything. There are things that I don't know. I'm not a huge YouTuber. I think I'm doing okay for how long I've been at it, and I love doing it, and I'm going to continue to grow this channel. That's what I love to do. And as I do that, I learn new things, all right? Sometimes I learn things that I thought it was one way, but no, now I'm wrong. It's actually this way. And if that ever happens, I make a video about it. I used to think this. Well, now I think this, and this is why. This is my experience. Okay, so I think that's the best approach. Like, if you want to make videos, and imposter syndrome comes into this. Some people don't feel like they know enough, and therefore they don't make videos, right? Maybe they're too scared about making videos with wrong information. The sun's getting bright. And that's unfortunate. I still feel like you can make videos, and but just be upfront. That's what I try to do. Be upfront with what you know and what you may not know. And you know, be humble. Like, just be, I don't know. And this is my approach. Again, take this with a grain of salt. This is my approach. Doesn't mean it has to be yours, but I feel like if I'm upfront about what I know and what I don't know, and if I just come right out and say, like, I don't know everything, this is what I'm learning, therefore this is what I think is going on, and kind of present things that way, I think that helps. Because ultimately it's up to you to figure out how it's going to work for you. Because that's the other thing. What works for me may not work for you. You know, everybody's channel is different. Everybody is different. Everybody has different ways of presenting things. So everybody has different things they want to make videos about. So there's so many different variables that all add up to the fact that I'm different than you are, than anybody else is. And what might work for me may not work for you. So anything that I say in my videos, it's experience-based. It's what I've learned as I go. And if I'm ever proven wrong, I'll come clean about that. Like, if I ever give bad... Actually, I can't remember what it was, but there was a video I made a few weeks ago. Something in the video I said turned out not to be correct. And what did I do? I think I added a comment to kind of clarify below, because once the video's up, you can't delete it. And I didn't want to delete it. There was other good information in there, but I put a comment and I pinned it at the top. So the first comment people will see if they go into the comments will be me saying, you know what, something I said in this video is not actually 100% true. This is what I've learned, blah, blah, blah. So that's one way you can handle something like that. All right. Please give a thumbs up, everyone. There you go, there's mine. Thank you, Nicola. Question from Fall Guy. Hi, Rob. What element of creating do you find the most challenging? We are the same age and I'm just starting out. Everything is challenging, LOL, but enjoyable. The most challenging? What would be the most challenging? Like, it's hard to... It used to be this. Not lives so much, but talking to a camera was the most challenging. And it's, I guess, starting a video is probably the most challenging for me, because I know how important the intro is, the first 10 to 30 seconds of your video are crucial, so important, because that's when people leave. If you can keep 70% or more of the people watching after 30 seconds, that's phenomenal, and you can see that in your analytics. YouTube will show you a graph, and they'll tell you how many people are still watching after 30 seconds. And they'll say, like, 75% are still watching, and that's above typical. That, you know, congrats, and that's what you want. If only 50% are watching or 30% are watching after 30 seconds, then, okay, you didn't do enough or say it good enough in the beginning to keep people watching. So, yeah, so because of that, I struggle sometimes with the intro, with getting my videos started. Maybe I'll be out doing a walk and talk, and I'll start talking, and then I'll just stop. So, no, I didn't like that. That wasn't tight enough. It wasn't clear enough, or whatever. That's when it's more important not to trip over your words and to say things clearly, because that's also going to be the first impression you leave for people, for some people who are new to your channel. If that's the first video they're ever going to see, that's their first impression of you. I mean, the first impression might be the thumbnail, but that's a static image. Once they click that and get into the video, whatever you say there in the first few seconds, that's the first impression. And you don't get a second chance at a first impression. So, you know, knowing that, it tends to take me anywhere from, well, if I'm in a rush and I know exactly what I want to say, then maybe only 1 or 2 false starts and then I get going. But sometimes, like the last video I made, actually, I made it in my office, which is what I was doing a lot last summer, but I hadn't been doing it a whole lot lately. I've been doing more outside videos. So this one that I was doing inside, I think it took me 15 to 20 false starts before I got going with that. So that's challenging. I have fun with it. Like, you know, there's no sense getting upset about it. You know, a little bit internally, I might kind of swear to myself or whatever. It's me and my cat in my office trying to get it done. And when that happens too, it usually ends up being good content for bloopers that I put at the end. And that's what I did in my last video. So that would be the most challenging for me. Peanut the cat is the hero of his videos. Yeah, she is. She's pretty proud of her new haircut. Flagler Nature Girl is a new crew member. Welcome. So for those who don't know what that means, when you're a crew member, first of all, you'll get a little anchor beside your name, like you see with Flagler Nature Girl here. She's got a little anchor there. That anchor will change colors the more months you continue being a member. And there's also some additional emojis that you can use. But what I think is the better thing is it gets you into the members-only live streams that I do every couple of weeks. It had been, when I started it, I said every 2 to 3 weeks. It's been every 2 weeks, but this time it actually has to be 3 weeks before my next one. I did one this past Wednesday, but 2 Wednesdays from then, I'm not going to be here. I'm going to be away in BC with my son on a golfing trip. So the next one is 3 weeks from this past Wednesday. Okay, that's the next. And I call them dock parties. And what's cool about them is it's the same live stream I do from my office. Normally I take questions, but there's far fewer people in there. So if you're frustrated at all about me not being able to get to your questions in the regular Tuesday live streams, because there's often 150 or more people there, and sometimes I'm running over a half hour, sometimes an hour behind in my answering questions, and a lot of them I don't get to because there's just not enough time. That doesn't happen in the members only ones. So everybody's questions get answered. It's more of a two-way, or not two, like there's more members, but me, it's a little more intimate setting, if that makes sense. Yeah, I think last one, I think we peaked at 16 people. So on average, maybe 6 to 10 people in there at any one time. And the peak was 16. And compare that to I think Tuesday's live stream, we peaked at 203, which is a record. So that was awesome to see. Appreciate that. So there you go. That's what that is. So welcome, Flagler Nature Girl, newest crew member. Nicola has a question. Rob, posting cooking videos 1+ month and growing well. If I share a glimpse of life in Italy once in a while, will it affect the algorithm? I plan to build connection. I think that's a great idea, quite honestly, like, especially for people who aren't from Italy. Like, I'd love to see Italy. If I'm watching, one thing you could do is you could throw in as B-roll every once in a while some pictures of you. I don't know. When I think of Italy, I think of people at a market getting their vegetables so they can go back and make a great spaghetti sauce. I don't know. That might be too. No, that's just what I picture. Like going out to the market, I picture seaside, you know, on the hill, things like that. But, you know, that'd be interesting for people to see. And yes, you can totally do a completely different video. If your main audience is there for the cooking videos, then you may see a drop off in views when you do an outside showing around Italy type of video. But that doesn't mean your viewers who are really connecting with you aren't going to appreciate that. Okay, they will. For example, my video, like I make videos to try to help people get into YouTube, and lately it's been more almost the psychological side of it, like just trying to help motivate people and things like that. And those types of videos get a lot of views for me. If I then do a video, a little how-to video, like how to transfer files from your phone to a hard drive, okay? Something, a handy thing for people to know, but a lot of people may already know how to do that. A video like that for me doesn't do well because that's not necessarily what most of the people are here for, okay? It doesn't mean I shouldn't make the video, because I do feel like videos like that, they have a place on my channel. I feel like they should exist too for the people who do need to know that. And if I were to do a video, like I did that video showing Peggy's Cove, but no, that doesn't, what am I thinking of? Well, I made a video how to tie a bowline. How to tie a bowline. I made a video on that. It did horribly. But the people who normally watch my videos, the people who like come to these live streams and the people who comment on my videos, right? You guys, I call you super fans, right? You guys, so 60,000 subscribers. I don't get 60,000 people in my live streams. I get anywhere from 50 to 200. What are we at now? 52. Which is awesome. You guys are the super fans. You guys are typically the ones that comment on videos, and I appreciate you guys so much. That's awesome. You guys probably watched that. A lot of you probably watched that how to tie a knot video, but the reality is most of my 60,000 subscribers did not. That's not what they're there for. So, you know, I would try that. Sure, do a video like that every once in a while. Don't like, I wouldn't do it every second video. You know, unless you want to pivot and make that more what your channel's about. And that would be it would take some time probably to pivot that way. But yeah, I would like maybe every fifth, maybe fourth, every fifth, sixth video, every month or two, throw in something like that. I think it'd be great, and see how it goes, right? Maybe, who knows? Maybe you'll be surprised and you get even more people. If maybe it's a keyword-rich title or something, like Sights of Rome or Sights of Naples or whatever. You never know. Like trying new things like that sometimes is how you find, you know, how you level up your channel. So yeah, good luck with that. Let's see now. How much does it cost to be a member? Oh geez, I set it up. I wanted to set it up in US dollars, but I was not allowed because I'm in Canada. So I have to set up in Canadian dollars, and they convert it automatically. So I think it's $5 Canadian per month. So probably $4 US per month, maybe, is what I think it is. I'd have to actually, what I'd have to do is, I'll do that when I get home. I'll log in using a VPN from the US, not logged in, and I'll just see, I'll click on it and it should say, if you click the join button below this live stream or below any of my videos, there's a join button beside the subscribe button. Click that, it'll tell you, it'll say how much it is. And that's how you would join. And just so you, for those who are interested, if you ever want to set up memberships on your own channel, what that allows you to do is do members only live streams, members only videos if you want. I haven't really done that. Yeah, I guess that you could offer some other things if you want to, but you don't need the full 1,000 subscribers, 4,000 watch hours to offer memberships. It's 500 subscribers and 3,000 watch hours. So that's kind of the intermediate level of getting monetized. So that's all you need to set up memberships. All right. So Nikolai, I hope that helped your question. Who else we got in here? And I'm just scrolling up, see any questions I missed. Dave GT, thinking of making guitar lessons on YouTube, but unsure whether to make them in Spanish or English. I'm Spanish and fluent in English. Would you test them on the same channel or separate ones? Thanks. Yeah, I don't think I would put, like if you want to do a Spanish video and the same one in English, I wouldn't put them on the same channel. You may consider 2 channels, one in Spanish, one in English. I guess it depends on what your goal is, really. The best way to answer that, like, is your goal to build a business? Okay, if your goal is to build a business, then growth is going to be important to you, and how fast you grow, how large you can grow. If that is your priority, then you'd want to think about, okay, where is there more demand? Okay, I believe English is spoken more than Spanish worldwide, but maybe worldwide is not your market. If your market is Mexico or Spain or any Spanish-speaking country, if you're kind of just targeting that area, then maybe Spanish makes the most sense for growing your channel more. Okay, but if you want to grow a global channel that reaches everybody all over the world, English is probably your better choice. But let me just say that, and I like to use Peter Lindgren as an example here. He's a Swedish YouTuber who I used to watch a lot. I still watch from time to time. Great channel, more gear focused, drones, cameras, things like that. And he's Swedish, he's in Sweden, and his videos are in English. But every once in a while, he'll have a part of his videos where he's talking with his dad, who, does he speak English? If he does, it's broken English and is not very well. But he'll speak in I was going to say Spanish, Swedish every once in a while, and it's kind of cool to hear. It's not, he doesn't, give instructions to the video to the viewers in Swedish. It's almost like a vlog style video if he's doing that, and all of a sudden he's like, Dad, like blah 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 blah, and he starts talking in Swedish to his dad. Then he gets back to, anyway, sorry about that. And then he goes back to English and talking to the video. I think that's kind of cool. It kind of shows his personality, shows a little bit about who he is, something else for people to get to know him better, right? And then the other thing he does sometimes, and I'm not suggesting you should do this, but if it's your personality, then maybe it would work for you too. But for him, if he's doing something and let's say he gets frustrated or whatever, he's pretty happy-go-lucky, like he's a pretty chill guy, but he may start saying things in Swedish, like blah 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 blah. Like I have no idea if he's swearing or what he's doing, but it's just kind of funny to me. Every once in a while, he'll just, if he gets worked up, he'll say something in Swedish, and then he'll get back to English. And also every once in a while, he'll say like, oh, like how do you say blah, blah, and he'll say a Swedish word, and then what I mean is, and he'll explain it. Anyways, my point is showing that perhaps English is not your first language, even though you're making English videos, is not a bad thing. It could be something that could be endearing to your audience. And I think it's something that you should embrace. That is, if you wanted to make your videos in English. Now, I think Peter made the choice to do that, thinking that his potential market size could be much larger if he spoke in English than Swedish. But again, if you have a group of people you're trying to reach and they are Spanish speakers and maybe they don't know English, then you could do a Spanish channel as well. Probably twice the work doing a Spanish and an English channel. But anyway, those are my thoughts on that and how to handle different languages. All right. What do we got here? We have Ron Durant as a new crew member. Welcome, Ron. Thank you for joining. That's awesome. Got a couple of new crew members here. Oh, and also, just so you know, if we see Robert's active retirement is here. Hello, Robert. If you look at his username, it's bold. Okay, bold and green. That's because he is a member, and you can see that by the anchor that's beside his name. It's a different color, so he's been a member for longer than a month. So welcome back, Robert. Who else we have in here? That's so Robert. I'm just kind of scrolling up. Any other members in here? Maybe a lot of my members are in the U.S. and this is a bit too early for them, or Western Canada. Rebounding with Cheryl has a question. Do you think it's necessary to test thumbnails? I don't think it's necessary. It's helpful. I do it maybe every second or third time, and the only time I do it is if I'm not sure what is a better thumbnail. So as you probably know, my thumbnails are typically a screenshot of me from my video, okay, usually, and with text on it. I overlay text. I'm usually, if I were to test a thumbnail, it's usually because I don't know what text I should put on it, what text will work the best with my title. So remember, think about your thumbnail and your thumbnail text and your title text. All of those things together are basically your ad. That's the promise you're making to your viewers as to what they can see, what they should expect when they click that and your video starts playing. So I usually say don't put the same text that's in your title on your thumbnail because that's redundant. You've already said it in your thumbnail. You've already said it in your title. Use your thumbnail for something else. So anyways, I usually settle on the title, and then based on what the title is, I'll go to ChatGPT and I will, can you give, here's the title I want to use for this video we've been discussing. Can you give me 5 choices or 10 choices for text I can put on my thumbnail? And I'll typically say I don't want it any longer than 2 or 3 words, or I want it to be something that will generate intrigue, or you can be as descriptive as you want. And if I can't decide between 2, that's when I'll do a thumbnail test. I'll use the same thumbnail background, screenshot of myself, but I'll put 2 different options for text on each thumbnail, and or sometimes 3. I've done that too. You can test up to 3, and then I'll upload all 2 or 3 of the thumbnails. And when the video launches, YouTube kind of tests them out. They kind of put them in a rotation, right? And they'll use all 3. Every third person, I guess, would get a different thumbnail. And after a period of time, usually I give it a couple of hours, I'll go back and you can go in and you can see how they're doing. It'll give you a percentage of your, let's say I'm testing 2 thumbnails. This one's getting 58% of the watch hours, that's what it measures, and this other one's getting 42%. At that point, like, you can let it run for days if you want, but what I usually do is only after a couple of hours. If I see there's a big difference, like 55 to 45, to me that's a big difference. I will stop the test right there and say, stop the test and go with this one, right? And that's what I'll do. If it's close, like 50.2% to 49.8%, I'll let it go. I'll let it run longer. And, or if I decide at that point that, there's one I really actually do like better than the other, I'll just click that one, if they're pretty much tied. Okay, so I think it's a good idea if you're not sure. All right. Zach loves books. What are your thoughts on BookTube? I love books. Started a BookTube channel, but how do I make it exciting and not boring? I find a lot of BookTubers boring. That's the challenge. that would be your challenge. I would suggest, and I think it sounds like you already are, check out other BookTube channels, see how they're doing. Check out some successful ones and see what they might be doing different. And that might give you ideas as to how you can make yours different. Somehow you want to stand out, right? You want to make yours interesting, and that's, I guess that's your job. That's to try to figure out what is going to make yours unique and what is going to make people want to watch yours better. Could the video quality be better? I think for BookTube, if you're going to be reading excerpts from a book, I think audio is going to be super important in something like that. If somebody wants to listen to somebody reading something, audio is going to be very important. So I think that's probably a given. You're going to want to do that for sure. Make sure you have a good mic that sounds really good, and then maybe even process the audio to make it sound even better afterwards when you're editing it. I think that would really help. Now, a lot of booktubers, I would think the successful ones are probably doing that anyways. Yeah, so I don't know. I mean, you could change up the location you film in every once in a while. I don't know if doing walk and talk videos make much sense as a booktuber, but who knows? That might be something you can try. Talk about a book while you're going for a walk. That might be something interesting. I really like, now this is not just for booktube channels, but any channel in general. I love walk and talk videos. And I never started making them until last September. I never made one before that. I just think it's great. I think it's, somebody else coming out here. See, this is what happens to me when somebody else is kind of watching me stream. But what was I saying? Yeah, so when you, I've lost my train of thought. This is live, guys. This is live. This is what happens when somebody, and he's turned around, he's going away now, but I completely forgot what I was saying. I was talking about booktube, walk and talk videos. And again, I'm going to come back to this because I'll come back to this. Walk and talk videos, I think, are fantastic because your background is changing. I think that's a big thing, a bigger thing than people realize. Especially if you feel like the information you're giving in your videos is maybe not engaging enough. People may be apt to leave. You don't think it's exciting enough. Your words were boring, right? If you think your content is like that and needs a little bit extra to keep people watching, B-roll is one way. You can add B-roll every once in a while to kind of, I call it eye candy. Every once in a while, like change what people are looking at by adding some B-roll and breaking up the fact that you're just reading from a book or whatever you're doing and talking to the camera. But another way to make the background change or make the video change is to walk around. Or if you're holding your phone, like spin around so people can see what's behind you or what you were looking at. Things like that. That motion like that, the easiest way to do that is just to pick up your phone or your camera and go for a walk, because it's changing all the time. As you're walking, the background is changing. So anyways, I think that's a good reason for doing walk and talk videos. I don't know if it applies to booktube type channels as much, but if it doesn't, maybe it could. Maybe it could. All right, who else we got here? Who else we got here? How long have I been at this? An hour, 20 minutes. I'll stick around for another 10 minutes anyways. How's that sound? Danielle or Daniel? Built for the Wild. Good morning, Rob and gang. Good morning, Daniel. Aussie English with Steph is here. Like Rob said, B-roll or even intro, outro stuff could show glimpses of real life. I like that. Let's see, rebounding with Cheryl. Thank you, Rob. No problem. Here's a question for Fall Guy. Hi, Rob. I'm just starting out and planning to upload once a week. Do you think I should save up 20 videos and post them all and then once a week? No, I don't. I don't believe you should save up videos at all. I think in one sense, it kind of sets a bad precedent. Like all of a sudden you're going to have to change what you do. You're focusing on making 20 videos. And I think the reason, like some people say that if if someone watches your video and they like it, they're going to want to see something else. And if that's the only video you have, you've got nothing else to show them. I don't think that's as big a deal as some people make it out to be. I really don't. If if they like that video, I think it's more important to put up another video fairly soon after that, okay? But not right away. You don't have to start with two videos, or certainly not 20 right away. Because, yeah, you know, if you, it's almost like, think of it this way. If you start watching a new TV series, you start with episode 1. No, that might not be a good example, because today, you start a new series, you already know you can see, you know, there's 40 episodes you can look forward to. But let's go back to the 90s when you watch TV shows and they came out on a schedule. And, you know, if you watch one, you like it, you're going to want to come back and watch the next one. If you jump in if you don't start watching a show till like season 3, episode 5, and then like it's almost harder to get into it because you didn't start at the beginning. And then you notice, oh wow, there's all these other shows I didn't see yet. I don't know, I just feel like it's not a big deal to start a channel with one video and then get to work on your second one, okay? Another way to look at it, if you do save up 20 videos and then you kind of release them all and then you start doing one a week, you're completely changing what you do. Your job was, or what you were doing was creating 20 videos. That was something that took you a long time to do. You did that. That was, let's call it a month. I don't know, however long it takes you. Then when you post them, your job is at that point going to completely change, because now it's one video at a time, right? Which is not what you're used to doing. So now it's almost like you have to learn something else and get used to doing it on a schedule, okay? If you have several videos made and you haven't posted any yet, let's say you have 5, I would post 1 and start working on the 6th, for example, or at least research what they're going to be. But you can upload all 5, but schedule them out over every couple of days. Because another point I'm going to make is when you upload a video, when you post a video and it goes public, all right, YouTube is going to test it. Now, if you're a brand new channel, you have no subscribers yet, so it's not, but it is going to test it, right? See how well it does. If you have a bunch of videos, all of a sudden, boom, they're all there. I feel like they're not going to test them all at once, right? Especially if you have subscribers. Okay, so space them out. Space them out every couple of days or every week if you want. 20 weeks, that's a lot. If you have 20 videos made, maybe schedule them out, you know, 3 a week for the next several weeks until they're all out. And if you can keep that schedule up, great. How many can you comfortably make? There's a question for you. How many can you comfortably make if you had none? If you had no videos, how many can you comfortably make and post to YouTube in a week? If your answer is 2, I can do 2 a week, then that's probably how I would release the 20 videos, 2 a week. Yeah, you could do 3, I suppose, and then go back to 2 a week. But I certainly wouldn't release them every day. Anyways, those are my thoughts on that. I'm not a big believer in saving them up and posting a bunch at one time. But maybe that's just me. Jules, hello Captain Rob. Are you using your phone data? Yes, I am. I have this iPad, so I'm looking at the chat like that, okay, and this is delayed, the video is delayed, but I'm only really looking at the chat and I'm able to scroll through it. My iPad is using my iPhone's hotspot, and I'm using my phone data. My iPhone is what I'm filming with, and I've got 5G connectivity out here, which is great, and it allows me to live stream at 1080p, so that's great. Anybody behind me? Oh, okay, this rock is getting awful hard on the butt. That guy's still walking around up there. Maybe I'm in his spot. All right, let's see what else we got here. Aussie English with Steph. Walk and talk could work for BookTube. That could be interesting. Yeah, especially if it's not something people have done before. You're bringing something new to the table, right? And that could be your thing. Greetings from Germany, Rob. Danny. Hi, Danny. Midlife Power. Question. Rob, you've done both walk and talk and also sitting head videos. Do you see a difference in terms of views between the two kinds? I personally enjoy doing walk and talk because it feels more authentic. You know what? I think they're both good. I feel like walk and talks are better because what I mentioned about the changing scenery. I think that's a bonus. That's almost like you're putting B-roll in the video without having to put B-roll in the video, right? But yeah, it's more authentic, and you know, things happen on a walk. Sometimes you pass people, sometimes you know, you get out of breath if you're walking too fast or up a hill. You know, that's, you know, some authentic moments could creep in there, which is cool. People like that. I think maybe sitting in a chair and just talking to the camera might be a little bit more intimate, like a little more personal, depending on the message you're giving. If you're just having a chat and you're out for a walk, you know, that's cool. But if it's, I almost feel like if it's something super important you really want, then maybe sit down and say, and just kind of get closer to the camera, get closer and say, all right, guys, I really want you to listen to this, right? And you know what I mean? Like, it's like, come closer. I got something I want to say, and you need to hear this. Something like that, I guess. Maybe sitting down and talking to the camera might make more sense. But you can do that on a walk and talk too, I guess. I mean, let's say you're giving advice, you're doing a walk and talk video, and you come to a part where you feel like it's just a little bit more important. Maybe you stop and sit. Maybe there's a bench. You can stop and sit on the bench and bring the camera a little closer, and then talk. So it's all about trying to. Flies are out. I think they're still kind of sleepy because they're not biting yet. But what was my point? Yeah, you want to mimic talking to a friend. I can't put it any better than that. Like, if you went for a walk with a friend, would you be talking to them? Probably. So that's what I picture when I'm going for a walk. I'm holding a camera up, so that's a little bit different, but I kind of tend to hold the camera up here, off to the side of me, beside me, because if I'm walking with a friend, they're probably beside me. And I'm not always looking at them as I'm talking, right? I'm looking ahead, I'll glance up at them every once in a while, like I'll glance to you every once in a while in the walk and talk. But if you're giving, let's say you're talking to your kids, and you really want them to listen, then that's when you might just sit down and say, okay, we really have to have a chat. And then you get a little closer with them. And so I think both have their place. I feel like walk and talks are better for the B-roll reasons that I gave. So I hope that helps. All right, what else we got? Good stream today. Don't worry about the mic, just use the phone mic. It sounds great. I will when there's no wind. Yeah. And plus, this allows you guys to hear the waves in the background. There's no wind, but there's still waves rolling in from Portugal, from the Atlantic Ocean. The swell, we call that. There's always an underlying swell here because it is the ocean. It's not a lake. I guess a big lake, you may have big waves rolling in, but there you go. Okay. If I want to talk to my kids, I send memes. Yeah, I do that too. Little jokes. Hi Rob, do you ever wake up on a recording day and feel really uninspired and just want to have an off day? If so, how do you motivate yourself? That's a good question. How do I motivate myself? I think the answer to that would be I don't. If I wake up one day and I don't feel like making a video, I'm not going to make a video. I just won't do it. I'll take the day off. I may take 2 days, 3, whatever I want to take off. That's the beauty of YouTube. You can do that, right? It's not as urgent as some people might make it out to be. You know, there was a time I was making videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And I've slowly kind of come away from that. It's now more like 1 video a week or 2 videos a week. And it is what it is. Like, I'm not going to stress about it. So I'm not going to go out of my way to motivate myself to make a video. If I don't feel it, I'm not going to do it. So, and that comes back to, you really have to enjoy it, right? If I started to force myself to do this and to make videos, eventually I'll probably come to a place where I don't enjoy it, right? And I don't want to go there. So I want to keep this fun. You know, I do enjoy it. It doesn't happen to me often that I wake up and, you know what, I was going to make a video and I don't feel like it. It doesn't happen to me often. More often, what'll happen is, let's say on a Wednesday, I know I want to come out with a video on Thursday, and I'm just like, and I feel like I should do it Wednesday night. That's a pretty looking duck. We got one white duck with three, white and black with three brown ones. Anyway, yeah, if I feel like I want to come out with a video on Thursday, but I'm not feeling it on Wednesday night, it's like, no, I don't, I'm too tired. I'm not going to do this. Maybe what I'll then typically do, oh, here comes a dog without a person. What I'll then typically do is I'll get up early and I'll do it the next day. And I have no problem doing that because I'm an early riser anyways. So that's what I'll do. And if it turns out that I'm not feeling it that morning, I won't do it. And maybe Friday morning I'll do it. So yeah, it's not something you have to, I wouldn't force yourself. If you feel like you need to force yourself to get motivated to do it, I would just take the time off, I guess is my answer to that. All right. All right. I'm off. Bye, everyone. Have a great weekend. Frankie. See you, Frankie. Thanks for stopping in. Think of me on Monday when I cry as I turn 60. Oh! Happy early birthday. All right. Aussie English with Steph. Walk and talk videos are really fun, actually fun to make. It took me practice though, and going someplace where no one was around at first. Well, I'm still there. As you noticed, if you were here 20 minutes ago, and I think that guy just keeps walking, doing loops. I think he's waiting for me to leave so he can come out here with his dog. I don't like that either. I do not like doing walk and talks with people. It's just something I've got to get over. Luckily for me, I live in an area that's pretty rural, and it's not that hard to find places where I can be alone, and even on the trail. You know, typically better if I go out early morning before people are up. But yeah, that's what I do. I try to just do it by myself. I feel more comfortable that way, and I feel like that will then translate to you guys. You'll notice that I feel more comfortable. But I do also love doing walk and talks. They're easy. Once you get, I find, like, it also took me a while to get good at it or get better at it, and I feel like I've still got some work to do. But the more I do it, like anything, the more you do it, the better you'll get at it. 60 is just a number, Danny. That is right. Oh, that bug is starting to wake up. Lori Soul Circle is here, another member. Good morning, Lori. How you doing? Thanks for stopping in. Ronald Broad, I'm from Berlin. You're never alone here. Very good. Welcome. 60 is the new 50. How about 60 is the new 40? I like the sound of that better. Oh, Leanne, QQQ. I forgot to put the Q's above my question. Let me go back up and see your question, if I can find it. Is it a copyright strike to mention another YouTuber in your content? Positive mention. Do you need to notify the YouTuber first to demonstrate proper YouTube etiquette? You do not need to mention that. No, you can mention anybody you want. It's anybody who puts themselves on YouTube. It's kind of fair game anyways. So you can talk about them. If you're talking about somebody in a positive light, what I would probably suggest you do is you link to them. So in the description of your video, put a link to their channel. And the way you do that is you type the @ symbol and then start typing their channel name, like so if it was me, my channel, @ROB, right? That you're just starting it, and then YouTube will give you choices based on who you're subscribed to. Okay, so if you're subscribed to me and you start typing ROB, Rob the Maritimer will pop up as an option. You click that, it fills the rest of it out. That's now a link to my channel. So that's how you do. That's how you link to any YouTuber's channel if you want to in your descriptions. Aussie English with Steph, midlife power. Yeah, I just film with my phone on the beach. Awesome. That's what I'm doing. Well, this isn't really a beach. It's a beach over there, but I had to walk out here to the point. Yeah, before I go, I'm going to turn the camera around so you can see what I'm looking at. It is 8:35. You know what? I probably should go soon. But yeah, before I do that, let me just turn this around. Let me show you what I'm looking at. So I'm using a tripod. This is a Manfrotto Element tripod, pretty light. And if I turn this way, oh, that's looking into the sun. Let me come this way. I'll turn this way, and there, my car is way over there at the beach. I don't know if you can see where I'm pointing, but that way. And walk all along the beach, and then through the woods here, and then out here to this point. And there is St. Margaret's Bay, where I was hoping to be out in my boat there today. That didn't work out. There, am I still in frame? I think I set that down a little closer. All right, let's see. Danny, bye, must go. Bye, Danny. Thanks for stopping in. Cheryl says it's beautiful there. It is a beautiful morning. It's starting to get warm. Ron Durant. Rob, I mentioned you in my stream last night. When I do the @ in the description, do you get notified of that mention? So the way that works, no, I don't get notified, but you know where you go to answer comments in YouTube Studio? You click on the, I think it's the fourth one down, like I think it's called Community, and then you can go in there and you can answer all your comments. There's a tab at the top that says Mentions, and if I click that tab, that'll list everybody who has mentioned me, like it sounds like you did. So when I go back to the office, I'll go check that out, and I'll see that. So thank you for that, by the way, but that's where you see it. So what I usually do, I usually spend a lot of time answering comments, and so the video I put out on Thursday is doing really well. It's actually just crossed 10,000 views in 2 days, which is amazing. That's awesome. But when that happens, I enjoy it. I get a lot of comments from you guys, which is amazing, and I like to answer them all. You know, unless it's just like if someone leaves a thumbs up or a heart or a thanks or just like a one-word kind of thing, then I may just heart it. But other than that, if someone actually takes the time to leave me a message, I feel I owe it to them to reply, to respond. And I'll do that as, you know, it's getting harder and harder. When I say harder, it just takes a lot of time. So the Thursday video, I came out with it on, I think it was around 1 p.m. on Thursday, and by the end of the day, Thursday, I still had not caught up. I spent the whole rest of the day answering comments, and a good part of yesterday morning answering comments. And there's probably a whole bunch of more comments there now. So that becomes something it's by choice though. Like, I don't think every YouTuber does that, but I just feel like it's an important part of it. And I'm a big believer in connections, and that's how you grow a channel, and that's how you meet people too. Like, I think it's fantastic. So I spend a lot of time doing that. So I do that daily, every day. But the mentions tab, I have to actively click that to see if there's anything in there. I don't do that every day. I probably look every few days. Sometimes it goes a week, and I should check to see if anybody's right. So sometimes it takes a while. But then I'll get in there and I'll see it, and oftentimes I'll go to the video. If somebody left me a nice message or something, I'll go to their video and I'll comment back, is what I'll typically do. So that's how that works. Hi Rob, got here late. Norma, Real Talk. How you doing, Norma? Good to see you again. Thanks for stopping in. It's funny to call 8:39 a.m. late. or 7:30. You're in Toronto. 7:39 for you. Not exactly late, is it? Sandy's pack. Oops, late. What did I miss? Well, it was cooler earlier, but it's getting pretty warm now. Okay, yeah, if you guys are, for those of you just joining, you're probably expecting to see me on a boat. I didn't crash the boat onto this beach. What happened was I had trouble with getting it started yesterday, and I got it started, but I didn't want to take the chance of driving it all the way over here this morning and then shutting it off, doing a live stream, and then trying to start it again and having it not start on me. So I need to have it looked at. I think what I need to do is sell that, because really I'm a sailor. I'm not so much power. I got the boat thinking, you know, the kids maybe, because I grew up water skiing and knee boarding and all that kind of stuff here on the ocean. And I thought maybe the kids would want to do that, but they're not as interested in that. You know, I water skied a couple of years, no, last year I did. So 55, I went water skiing, but it's not something I want to do all the time now. I'd much rather sail, so I should probably get rid of that. Maybe look at getting a sailboat. And then, doesn't matter if the motor works or not, right? Just throw up the sail and off we go. So that'll be the goal. I'm gonna do a live stream from a sailboat. I don't know if I'll be able to do that this summer or not, but at some point, that'll be the long-term plan. Let's see. Oh, did I miss some? I see Aussie's English with Steph. David, I'm wondering the same. I haven't done a live yet, but it could be fun. Let me see what David said. I don't see it, but live stream. So if you're wondering about doing live streams, I would highly recommend you do it. I'm a big believer in live streams helping grow a channel, especially watch hours. If you're having trouble getting watch hours, live streams will do it because they count. They do count. Watch hours from shorts don't count towards getting monetized, but live stream watch hours do, whether they're watching live or on the replay. Either way, they work. Another new member, Leanne Quave or Quave. I'm not sure how you pronounce your last name, but Leanne is a new member. Welcome, Leanne. Thank you for joining. Next members only live stream is 2 weeks from this coming Wednesday, 3 weeks from last Wednesday. I had to push it by 1 week because I'm going to be away in Vancouver next week. Let's see. Rob, do you like the idea of voiceover? Thanks. Sure. Yeah, I used to do that actually through Fiverr. I do voiceovers for other people's videos. I never put myself in other people's videos. People asked me to make tutorial videos and wanted me to almost be like a spokesperson. I never wanted to do that because then, you know, you have to believe in the product and stuff, and I just didn't want to get into that. I'm not an actor. But I would do voiceovers. I think it's a lot of fun. But perhaps you're talking about more doing voiceovers in videos. So using your voice but not your face. So your voice over B-roll, for example. Sure, absolutely. If you're doing that, I think having a good recording of your voice is important. If people aren't seeing your face and only hearing you, then I think having good audio is going to be pretty important. But yeah, no, you could totally do that. Sandy's pack, you live in a beautiful corner of the world. I think I do, but it's funny because I'm used to this. But it looks completely different than some other places in the world. I mean, every place looks unique in its own way. I often remember there's somebody that from Arizona would tell me, "Oh my Lord, that's so beautiful where you live." And I'm thinking, "Oh my Lord, Arizona is so beautiful where you live." Like, but like to me, that is like the red rocks and the desert and all that stuff. To me, is different because that is not at all what it looks like here. I think that's incredibly beautiful. I think every place is beautiful in its own way. But thank you. I'm glad you think so. That's great. Samuel, do you earn a full-time income from YouTube yet? Keep up the good work, mate. I'm doing this full-time. Is it a full-time income? Pretty much. Pretty much. I guess at this very moment, I'd say no, because I've been a long time trying to get my next course put together and released. But once I do, then yes, absolutely it would be. So like just from YouTube alone, I'm making probably $2,500 to $3,500 US a month. Okay, just to give you an idea, but that's just me. Like everybody, it's all over the map. Is that a full-time income? I guess for some it might be. You know, some people like to think of $10,000 a month as a full-time income. And I mean, to me, that's a lot. That's not, I don't need that much to live. But, you know, it depends on your situation too. Like, do you have to, are you still paying down your house? Do you have a mortgage? Do you rent? Do you know what I mean? Like, what are your expenses? Are you putting kids through school? Right? Like, there's a lot of variability there as to what you need to live and survive on. But can you make a full-time living doing what I'm doing? Absolutely. Again, for me and my strategy is from the money side of it. It's more to build the coaching business and the video-based courses that I'm working on. I have a couple now, and when I released them, you know, the money coming in from those was great, and I know it will be again. I'm just not. I guess that's not I'm still in the building phase. I like to think. You guys ever seen The Social Network? The movie The Social Network. I love that movie. Being an entrepreneur, I love that movie. So for those who don't know, it's about Mark Zuckerberg, and whatever you think about Facebook, that doesn't even really matter. This is kind of how he started it, and before Facebook was a thing, so 2006, I want to say. And two different philosophies. You had Mark, who was the genius, and he was going to Harvard, and he wanted to build a network of people. At the time, it was connecting students in universities, and he started Facebook. His friend and partner at the time, I forget his name, Brent Severin, maybe? Anyway, he was more business focused, and he was like, we got to monetize this. We got to start bringing them up. We got to start selling ads. Like this is not going to be we need to satisfy investors. We need to make money. And Mark Zuckerberg was like, no, we don't. Not yet. Like, that'll come. Like, let's just build this thing, right? And the longer you wait to monetize and just spend your time on building something, the better it probably will be down the road. Now, we know Facebook turned into this monster thing. The dude is a billionaire many times over now. And part of that might be because they waited, right? So as it turns out, they did not need to sell ads that early on, and that may have turned off a lot of people if they did. So anyway, just some thoughts, like kind of a segue there, but. Oh, Leanne, quave, rhymes with wave. Got it. I will try to, rhymes with wave. I'm going to try to remember that. Everyone has trouble with it. I inherited it from my ex. Very good. Yep, rhymes with wave. Good to know. Thank you for that. I'll have to film some videos. Good morning from Minnesota. What is Canada's minimum wage? Sophia said. What is it? I think might be $15 an hour now. Canadian dollars an hour. So $15 Canadian. I mean, do I even have to say Canadian? Because the cost of living here is different than in the States. I mean, the cost of living is different no matter where you live. So just to give you an example, where I'm living here in Nova Scotia, I think the minimum wage is around $15 an hour, Canadian dollars. And a Canadian dollar, just for reference, $15 Canadian is probably like, I'm going to say $11 or $12 US. Okay. But just to kind of some other things like so seafood would be cheaper here, right? Because it's right here. House prices here would be, actually, they jumped after COVID. A lot of people started moving to this area, like from central Canada, where it's more population, like Toronto, Montreal. A lot of people moved here because they realized I can work from anywhere now. Like, why wouldn't I work by the ocean? I think a lot of people went that way. And so that drove house prices up. House prices now, I think you can get into a house maybe I want to say $400,000. That might be low. You know, for a bungalow, you know, single level, maybe I'm going to say 1,500 square feet. House, yeah, maybe in the high fours, mid fours, high fours. If you get a house on the water, it's a lot more, like double or more than that. Yeah, so that'll give you a bit of an idea of kind of where I live and how much it costs to live, I guess. If you just get out of university, I think maybe salaries would be, I want to say anywhere from 60 grand to 80 grand a year out of university, and then it can go up from there. I don't know, it's been a while since I was in, I think when I first got out of university, it was in 1995, and I think I was making $35,000 a year at the time. So things have gone up quite a bit since then. Debbie Ryan, $17.75 is minimum wage where you are. $17.30 in Ontario, okay. Yeah, it might be over 15 now, but I don't think it's 16. It's 15 and change. Let's see. Let's see. $17.30 in Ontario. $17.20. Yeah, it's interesting. Did I miss any other questions? I was surprised how low the minimum wage in Canada when I lived there. Minimum wage and pay is much better in Australia in general. Interesting, interesting. Yeah, it is interesting. It's different all over the place. I also mentioned you for my very first videos. I was walking about the YouTubers who inspired me in that video. I will add you on the description. Thanks for that heads up. Sorry that I never did then. No worries at all. But thank you. That's cool. Rob, you're right. That's why it's great to show our surroundings, because it's so interesting and lovely to see the natural world where you live. People want to see the beach near where I live too. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Australia, yeah, beautiful beaches in Australia. I've never been, but obviously seen pictures and video. Looks beautiful. Oh, here's a good question. Sandy's Pack. Rob, this might be off topic, but do you think it would be a good marketing strategy to limit videos to just under 8 minutes to avoid mid-roll ads? People hate them. So do I think that would be a good strategy? Not by itself, I don't, because I think, I feel like you should be testing different video lengths. And I do also think people tend to worry too much about video lengths. Like, how long should I make my video? My answer is always, as long as you need to. Make it as long as it has to be, no longer. And make it shorter if possible. The best thing to say there is, you got to deliver your information to people as quickly and concisely as you can. People are busy. People have lives. They don't have endless time to spend watching your videos or my videos or anybody's videos. Time is money for a lot of people, and they've got to move on. They're there to get the information they want, and then they want to move on. And that's fine. That's totally, I get it. I'm the same. So, but in terms of avoiding mid-roll ads, I've heard some people don't like them. You can turn them off, actually. If you upload a video that's longer than 8 minutes, you can tell YouTube, don't put any mid-roll ads in this video. You can do that. And you can do that on a video-by-video basis. So that's, if you think that's a concern with your viewers, then you could do that. Otherwise, I wouldn't worry too much about it. Some people think videos have to be 8 minutes long at least in order to start making money from it. And that's not the case at all. You can make money just from the pre-roll ads and not the mid-roll ads. So there's somebody else with their dog. So yeah, I have videos that are 3 minutes long, and I have videos that are an hour long. So, and everything in between. I tend to think for my videos and my audience that somewhere around, anywhere from 8 to 20, I mean, it's all over the place. I usually aim for somewhere between 10 and 15 minutes for my videos. If it's 30 minutes or longer, the information better be good, right? Because I'm asking a lot of you guys to watch all of that. The goal should be that you want people to watch all of your video, no matter how long it is. So knowing that, how long do you think you should make your video? Do you think if you have 5 minutes of information to share, stretching it out to 8 minutes is not going to be good? People are going to know that, you know, you could have said this a lot sooner than that. You know, you didn't have to take 8 minutes to say this. I could have said it in 3. So then maybe try to say it in 3, right? So just some things to think about. William Tucker, why so early? Great to see you, but yawn. I'm trying to reach out to other people around the world. That's all. This isn't the regular live stream, so we've got people from Australia in here, New Zealand, more people from Europe, the UK, so less people from Canada and the US because it's so early. But next time I go live, it might be an evening stream. Maybe I'll do that next. The next one outside my regular one. I'm always going to do the one Tuesday at 2 o'clock my time, 1 o'clock Eastern. So this is just something different, trying to reach more people. A fellow NSer YouTuber you could reach out to is John with Heather's Dementia Journey. If you haven't already, he's doing very well, and I think you would like each other. I think I've seen his channel. I think I might have even spoken to him because that rings a bell. I appreciate the time, Rob, because I can be in the live with you now. Then I'll go to sleep. Yeah, so in Australia, it's pretty late, I guess. What is Australia? I forget, but I know there are 3 times, we figured that out last time, there's 3 time zones in Australia. I think there's 6 here in Canada, but it is almost 9 a.m. here. So I've been on for 2 hours. How am I doing? My iPad is at 60% battery. And 1 sec, I'm gonna check my phone's battery. No, I can't tell. I can't tell without stopping the stream what the phone's battery is. I think last time I did a 2-hour live stream, it was, I want to say it got down to 55% or something like that from 95. So that's nice. I've got plenty of room. Maggie the Caddy, hey from the UK, good timing for a live for us here. Perfect. Just woke up, starting the day with you, Rob, Georgia fan. Yeah, so it'd be 8 a.m. for you in Georgia. Welcome. Now's a good time. Watching from Kenya, East Africa. Cool. 12:57 in Scotland, Eddie Tuber. Nearly 10 p.m. Sydney time zone in Steph in Australia. 10 p.m. Yeah, that's so Sydney is 13 hours ahead of here. Okay. Almost exactly halfway around the world. Almost exactly, because you're southern hemisphere, I'm northern hemisphere, so it's pretty close to exactly the other side of the world. Good time here too in Denmark. Almost 3 p.m. in Kenya. Oops, 10 p.m. in Queensland. Old mate Carlos. So Queensland and Sydney are the same time zone. That's cool. Denmark. Hi Rob, anytime I'm up and available, I'll watch your content. You have such helpful content. Go, Georgia fan, or Guffan. Heartily happy, welcome. 13:58 in Norway, 12 a.m. here in Northland, New Zealand. It's getting late in New Zealand, yeah. Getting late in New Zealand. So New Zealand is 12 and 2, so 14 hours ahead. Very good. almost 7 a.m. in the USA. That would be Central Time, I believe, because USA has four time zones. 15 o'clock in Jordan, 7 a.m. in Texas. That's cool. Get as big a reach as possible, and we in the chat get to interact. That's right. Cool. You know what, guys? I'm gonna have to go. I'm getting hungry. I'm gonna go home. I'm gonna make myself some scrambled eggs and maybe some raisin toast. And I don't know what I'm gonna do today. I think I have to shovel some dirt. I'm gonna do some landscaping. But that doesn't matter. Thanks for tuning in. I'm gonna try to figure out why this mic wasn't working, but I guess it's not windy today, so you were able to hear me, so that's great. But FYI, you're not hearing me through this mic. You're hearing me through my iPhone speaker or microphone. So if those of you who are wondering how good would it be if I live streamed from my phone and didn't have an extra mic, this is it. This is it. All I was doing with this iPad is tethered wirelessly using the hotspot to my phone. My phone is using the cell phone towers, the mobile phone network here, to connect to the internet, and this is connected to that, and that's how I'm able to see the chat on the iPad. So kind of a neat setup. So the phone is doing three things. It's sending a signal to this. It is running Prism Live. That's the software I'm using to go live. And it's live streaming through Prism Live. So it's doing a bunch of things, and it's not even using half the battery. I'll confirm that in the comments once I get home, and I'll see what battery is left of the phone. But it was at 100% when I started. So just one last check of the chat, see if anything urgent is I'm missing. Love the live, Rob, even if you weren't on a boat. Sophia, yeah, so hopefully I can do that at some point in the future, but the boat's not working very well, and I didn't want to get stranded out in the ocean. So selfish of me, I know, for just coming to the beach. Wow, the phone mic sounds great. Can't even tell. Great, yeah, probably because there's no wind. If there was wind, you would hear the rumble of the wind noise getting into the mic. Which is not great. That's the biggest reason you need an external mic, I think, if there's wind, or if you wanted to walk farther away from your phone and still sound like you're close, then these mics are great. Yeah, there you go. Wow, how come the wind noise wasn't much with the phone mic? Because there's no wind. There's no wind. It's, I mean, I can start to feel a little bit of air movement, but you know, it's early morning, right? Here, anyways, there's hardly any wind in the mornings, and the wind will come up in the afternoon and then sort of die off in the evening. That's a typical day. Now, if a storm is coming, then, you know, things can be different, and it could be in a different direction. But you know what? I think this has been good. 69 people here now. As the rest of North America starts waking up and tuning in. Welcome, good morning. Hope you're enjoying your coffee. I'm about to leave and go home and get some breakfast. I don't drink coffee myself. Great live, thanks. Mic sounds great. Yeah, mic worked out. Anyways, thanks guys. I had fun today. Always have fun with you guys out here. My next live, so just kind of house cleaning things. Tuesday, regular time, I'll go live again. But Wednesday, I'm jumping on a plane with my son, and we're flying to the other side of the continent. We're going to British Columbia, Vancouver, Whistler, actually. We're going to go to Whistler, and what are we going to do? We're going to golf. We're going to maybe mountain bike, maybe do some zip lining, stuff like that, just a week. So I'm gone for a week. Leaving Wednesday, coming back the following, well, Thursday morning. So I'll be gone for a Tuesday live stream, but I might still go live from Whistler. I might, or BC, or wherever I am. We don't even know what we're going to do. I think we have the first 3 days planned, and then the next 4, we're going to play it by ear. So we may go live together from my phone, although I'm taking my laptop with me. So, but anyways, before that, I'm going to go live on Tuesday. I may have another video for Monday. I've got something in my head that I want to make a video about, so expect that maybe Monday, so 2 days from now, and then live on Tuesday. That'll be the next time we can get together. Happy Father's Day, Rob. Sherry, thank you, Sherry. I appreciate that. And Angela as well, thank you very much. Yeah, it's Father's Day tomorrow. So happy Father's Day to all you dads out there. Hope you get to do what you want to do on your special day. Cool. So yeah, anyways, I'm going to sign off now. Thanks. And I'll see you in the next live stream or video. All right, guys. Bye. I got to shut this down from over here.